story of the Beaumont treasure?
How serious are you both about finding it?
Immensely serious. Then I will tell you. Yes, the Beaumont treasure does exist. You see, kiddies, the mystery centers around my grandfather, the late Sir Digby Beaumont. Now, he was an eccentric gentleman, and as he grew older, he got more and more impatient with the new values, and as he thought lower standards of the younger generation. This led to huge fights within the family, especially with his younger of two sons, my Uncle David, who left home after a particularly vehement quarrel with Sir Degan, and had never been seen or heard of since.
How fearful!
Shortly after this quarrel, Sir Digby died, and his wealth, all manner of family heirloom, money valuables, disappeared. In his will, it was revealed that he had hidden the treasure somewhere within the walls of Grangewood, and a set of clues leading to its whereabouts so complicated that the person who could find the treasure would have to unravel these clues. My father hunted unceasingly for the treasure until his death 4 years ago. But ever since then, no one had the impetus to keep on the search.
How uncommonly rare!
Oh, here goes the bell for the end of break. Off you go, kiddies, and thanks most awfully for showing such an interest in the treasure.
We'll find it for you, Claire.
No more midnight expeditions, remember?
We'll be perfect seraphs.
Honor bright.
Oh, what an out-and-out sport.
Claire is absolutely the most adorable girl I've ever met. I'd risk anything for her.
Do you wish you wouldn't call us kiddies, though?
Better than being called babes like the first and the seconds.
Did you see her face, just for a moment, when she talked about her father's death?
Yes, I know just how she jolly well feels.
Is your father...
Yes, 10 years ago. He was a doctor in the ship's navy. He was reported missing, believed dead, when his ship went down in the Baltic during the Battle of...
I'm immensely sorry.
I was very young, of course, when it happened. I say, we must hurry. Miss Granville will be wild if we are late for her class.
I do wish you'd calm down, Daisy. You'll get brain fever like this.
Ah,
too late. You're the first here.
I say, look at that on the board. We don't stand for sneaks at Grangewood, especially elementary ones.
Jemima. Someone risked their necks doing that.
The seconds. They must have recognized our voices last night.
Quick, they're coming.
Sneak. Elementary sneak.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Granville.
Thank you, Trixie and Daisy, for cleaning the blackboard. But it really wasn't necessary to erase today's list of essay topics. Take an order mark each and return to your seats, please. Now, I have here the essays you handed in to me last week on the subject of Shelley's poem, Ode to the West Wind. Some of which were extremely good, others of which were lamentable, to say the least. Now, I have one book here that I was forced to give half marks to, owing to the inky fingerprints and blots that have nearly obliterated it. If you are incapable of coping with pen and ink, Daisy Meredith, then I suggest you use a pencil in future. Let me see no more work like this. What? Have you nothing to say to me regarding the atrocious condition of this book, Daisy?
Yes, Miss Granville, I did not hand in my work in that condition. I give you my word.
Your word cannot be worth very much. Are you suggesting that these blots appeared of their own volition?
No,
Or are you perhaps suggesting someone else had a hand in this?
Sneak.
No, I don't know. All I know is that when I wrote my essay, it was perfectly clear of any blots.
Miss Granville hesitated. She believed the morals, if not the intellect, of elementary schoolgirls to be lower than those of the type of girl normally found at Grangewood. Yet honesty shone forth from Daisy's face, and the ring of truth was within her speech. Very well, Daisy. I take your word for it that you believed the work you handed in to me was presentable. But next time, perhaps a little blotting paper would not go amiss.
Daisy found it a struggle to concentrate for the rest of the lesson. She was convinced that Sybil had had a hand in defacing her essay, but how was she to prove it without committing the despicable sin of sneaking? If only Sybil didn't hate me so, life would be absolute bliss if Sybil and I were chums. I'm convinced she has some good in her, as do most prickly pears, but she simply mustn't be allowed to carry on her beastly stunts.
Honestly, I shall write to Mummy and Daddy about the fearful state that Granger is rapidly descending into. Firstly, sneaking scholarship girls. Now,
That's beastly of you.
the entire school is in a ferment. The second years have had their pocket money stopped for a fortnight and aren't to have any cakes or jam with tea for a whole week. Isn't that right, Monica?
Entirely, Sybil, entirely.
Is it right that the honour of the upper fourth and the morals of one of its members, namely Trixie Martin, should be thrown into disrepute by one girl?
Rot, Sybil.
You'll see if it's rot.
We all shall. Daisy and I should go and see the seconds and explain that someone sneaked on us. And then we should take it upon ourselves to find the girl responsible and expose her.
At that moment, however, Mr. Skrobowski entered the form room to commence his geography lesson with a form. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mr. Skrobowski.
Please open your geography textbooks on page 31. This morning, we will study Peru.
Daisy opened her book to the appropriate page, and as she did so, a piece of printed paper fluttered from the book and onto the floor. Daisy paled as she picked it up, suddenly realizing that Sybil Burlington had also read the words written on the piece of paper.
First of all, I will announce the results of last Wednesday's geography test, beginning from the bottom. Sybil Burlington, 21 out of 100. Monica Smithers, 74. Trixie Martin, 81. Alice Fitzpatrick, 94. Daisy Meredith, 96. Well done, especially Alice and Daisy. Sybil, I'm surprised. Your marks are normally much better than this. If they continue to be this appalling, I have to send you down to first form for the next geography lesson.
Geography was the second lesson that morning that failed to leave any impression upon Daisy's mind, which was dwelling upon another matter far removed from the jungles and mountains of Peru.
You may close your books now, girls. I wish to see in the main music room at 4 o'clock this afternoon those girls who are singing solo in the end of term concert. Thank you.
As the upper fourth prepared to go to lunch, Sybil Burlington caught Daisy's arm.
Look here, Daisy Meredith. You find some means to have yourself removed from Grangewood within the next fortnight, or I shall tell Miss Gibson of what I saw printed on that piece of paper.
For the piece of paper to which Sybil referred had printed upon it the answers to the previous Wednesday's geography test.
And we don't stand for cheats at Grangewood.